Four, three, two, one. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Your boy, the Dread Man, is back. The 2022 edition of the NFL Fourth and Goal podcast. This is my fifth year doing this with my boys, Flipside and Wazatom. Flip, Waz, it's great to have you guys back for year five. How you guys feeling tonight?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. I'm just glad the season's back as usual. I mean, it feels like we get back to it. It's football season. It's like a refreshing thing, you know.
Yeah,
It's just
definitely.
like it's just refreshing.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's just love.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Uh, I'm feeling great. I'm glad for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a great game. I think. Looking forward to it. Good Thursday night kickoff tomorrow. But yeah, looking forward to this weekend. Weekend play the games we got Sunday and Monday.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And here's hoping all our teams do well this year. We've seen some teams clean some house. This offseason was very it was topsy turvy. I mean, with the drafts and with everybody, roster changes, coaching staff changes, all that. I mean, and we're gonna see how that plays in this year. I think that we're gonna see a real big shift in the league this year. We might see quite a few curveballs and some teams that we didn't think we'd see in the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be a wonky year, I think.
Oh yeah,
Just
definitely.
with all the personnel changes, with multiple quarterbacks on different teams, it's gonna be a little bit of a. I think there's gonna be some kind of like big swings in the NFL.
Right. Yeah. All right. Anyway, without further ado, ladies and gents, here we go with our 2022 season predictions. Let's start, of course, with the NFC North. Um, I can't believe I'm saying. Now, I originally had the Bengals win in the North for the AFC. A part of me kind of wants to switch. I was going to stick to my guns, but I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to have the Ravens at 10-7 win in the North. The Bengals. Hmm, no, I'm gonna have the Bengals 9-8, the Ravens 10-7, the Browns 6-11, and the Steelers at 9-8. Flip, what are your AFC North predictions?
AFC North. I've got the Ravens at 13-4,
Hmm.
the Bengals at
Damn.
12-5, the Steelers at 9-8, and the
Wow.
Browns finishing it up at 5-12.
Yeah, you were pretty damn close to mine. But yeah, I can see that. I definitely I got the Ravens taking the North this year for the AFC. Wise, what about you? What are your AFC North predictions?
Yeah, so I have a tie. So I mean, Ravens and Bengals, I both have a 10-7.
Mm,
Depending on how it shapes out, okay, I don't, I think it might split. So that can go either way for the division. I had the Steelers at 7-10, and I got the Browns at 6-11.
mm.
Um, but with near order, I think it's the Bengals or Ravens position to take this year. Just with obviously, the Steelers kind of having kind of an unproven commodity right now, quarterback, and the Browns obviously are going to be without Sean Watson for the first 12 weeks. So
Yeah,
I think it's either the Ravens or the Bengals, and you can talk me into either or.
we'll get
Lamar's
to that in a second.
contract year or the Bengals coming off, a Super Bowl appearance. But I like either one. But I'll say on coin flip I'll say Bengals. But either one puts one division at 10-7.
All right. Now, for the AFC East, I've got the Dolphins at 9-8, the Patriots at 8-9, the Jets at 4-13, and the Bills at 12-5. Was who do you got for the AFC East?
AFC East I got the Bills at 11-6.
Mm,
And actually again I got the Patriots and Dolphins both splitting 6-11. I got the Jets at
mm.
5.
Wow. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rough year for the Jets. Rough year for the Jets.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, Flip. AFC East. What are your records?
I'm actually going with the Bills taking this pretty easily, 14-3 for the season.
Whoa.
I do have the Patriots and Dolphins splitting though. I got them splitting at 10-7. I think the Dolphins make a pretty big jump this year.
Yeah.
And then I got the Jets obviously
Mm.
I don't think they make any splash this year. But
Yeah,
it definitely feels like Buffalo is the team to beat to go to the Super Bowl. Um, I could easily see them getting 13, 14 wins this year.
yeah, definitely. All right. AFC South. I've got the Texans 6-11. I got the Colts. I wanted to give the Colts some more credit this year, but I'm gonna play it safe and say 9-8. It wouldn't surprise me if the Colts win 11-6, but I'm gonna play it safe and say 9-8. Jags, I'm gonna say 7-10, and the Titans 10-7. I think that's gonna probably be the. I mean, it's gonna be the weakest division in the AFC, in the whole AFC conference. But yeah, I've got Titans taking the South this year for the AFC. Flip, who you got in the AFC South?
This one's interesting. This is probably the one I got wrong for
Mm,
sure, for sure.
mm,
I had the Titans take this from 11-6. I don't know why I have them
mm.
so high. I think it's just because I know it's Derrick Henry show over there. It doesn't really matter who they plug in at quarterback.
Yeah.
Receivers kind of just whatever. I mean, Robert Woods, he can do what he needs to do over there for the wide receiver one. Um, I just see them as a run heavy team, and if Derrick Henry's healthy, that's an 11-1 team. So I'm sticking with them at 11-6.
Mm,
Colts, I got 9-8 like you.
yeah.
I think they're gonna be right there. They could probably be a 10-11 team this year, but we'll see. Um, I got Jags at 5-12, and I got Texans at 4-13.
Wow. All right. Yeah, because the Texans don't really have anybody. The only thing they got is a somewhat
No,
decent running game, and that's it. They're a shell of who they used to be. The Texans used to be. It's a damn shame how quickly the Texans fell from grace. They used to be scary, but now they're not. Anyway, Wise, who you got for the AFC South?
AFC South, I got. I think me and you were kind of in line for that. I got the Texans at 6-11. I
Mm,
got the Colts at 12-5.
wow.
Titans 10-7. I got the Jaguars at 7-10.
Wow. All right.
I got a little more faith in. I have a little more faith in Matt Ryan in Indianapolis. I think he's a. I think he's a decent. I think he's a pretty solid upgrade over what they had last year with Wentz. And I just think that's going to make a bigger difference. I think it's just the Colts position to win for sure.
Right. All right. Now, the dangerous AFC West.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Oh,
Oh man. All right. I had to play chess with this one. This is probably the one that I spent the longest on. But I've got the Broncos at 10-7, the Chiefs 12-5, Raiders 11-6, Chargers 9-8. I got everybody over 500. But the thing is, I think that all the wild card teams might end up coming from the West this year. But what do you guys think? Anyway, Flip, what's your AFC West prediction?
AFC West predictions. Obviously, a homer. I got to put the Chargers at 12-5.
Mm,
Um, I
yeah.
have the Chiefs right behind them though at 11-6.
Mm,
Um, I have more faith in the Broncos than the Raiders this year.
mm-hmm.
Just the system. I don't. It's interchangeable. I got the Broncos at 10-7 and Raiders 9-8, but honestly, that could be 10-7 Raiders 9-8 Broncos.
Of course.
Yeah, I agree with you though. I think all the wild card teams are probably going to be coming from the AFC West. Like that division is kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's very stacked. So yeah, I agree with you.
All right. All right, Wise. AFC West. Who you got?
I got the Chiefs winning it at 12-5.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos at 9-8. Raiders at 8-9. And I got the Chargers at 11-6 this year. I think this will be kind of a revenge year for Mahomes. Just with what happened, how the season is last year. People kind of overlooking him now for like guys like Josh Allen. I think the Chiefs are going to go on a tear. They got a lot to prove with losing big weapon like Tyreek. I just think I trust them a little bit more in that organization, more than the Chargers, who I don't even. If I even convince the Chargers have a good home field, all regardless. So
Mm-hmm.
I just think the AFC West is going to go through the Chiefs, but the Chargers will be right behind them.
All right. So for the AFC conference, I've got the Ravens taking the North. I've got the Titans taking the South. I've got the Bills taking the East, and I've got the Chiefs taking the West. And my three wild cards are the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Bengals. Wise, what about you?
I have the Bills. Bills taking the AFC. I have the Bengals taking the North. Colts. Colts taking the South. And the Chiefs taking the West. Three wild card teams. Chargers.
Mm,
Uh, looks like Titans and Ravens actually.
mm,
Surprisingly, I don't have a third AFC West team. I have to wait and see what Russell's going to be looking like with Broncos. But
right.
right now, I'm thinking the Titans are going to take that last spot.
Yeah. I just now got a comment said, Dread, no faith in your Steelers this year. Who? Guys, listen. Now we got some weapons. The only thing is that one, our offensive line is still a question mark, and number two, I don't know how Mitch is going to act as a starter. Everybody's like, well, we should have started Kenny Pickett. I don't know if we want to throw him into the fire too early, especially in our first game against the Bengals, but we'll see. I would have said, all right, I say let's just start. Well, Mitch is already listed as our QB1. I say let's just start him out for the first 6 games, and then we'll see how it goes. But yeah, like I said, 9-8 is the Steelers' record for me. I say the floor for the Steelers is probably like 7-10. The ceiling is like 11-6. But realistically, I say we'll be 8-9, 9-8. But anyway, yeah, Flip. Who's your conference winners in three wild cards?
I got the Bills winning the East,
Mm-hmm.
the Ravens winning the North, Chargers winning the West, and Titans winning the South. Uh, for my three wild cards, funny enough, I don't have any AFC West guys either. I got the Chiefs. I got Bengals, Chiefs, and Patriots. But I was actually looking at this. Broncos just missed out
Yeah,
on the wild card, so I'm guessing I got Patriots sneaking in somehow. Bill
yeah,
How many
Belichick.
wins you got? How many wins you got for the Patriots again, Flip?
yeah. Because that's the weird thing is because I had like 3-9-8 teams, but like those tiebreakers in the conference are gonna be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always give the Patriots more credit
Credit
than they probably should.
because they got Bill Belichick.
This is gonna be a long year.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
never count
it's
Bill
gonna be a
Belichick
long
out
year
ever.
for him.
Yeah. But all right, on to the East. We on to the NFC. We go NFC North. I got this as one of the quieter divisions, but we already know who's gonna be. I don't want to say dominate, but we already know who's gonna come out on top for the most part. But I got the Bears at 7-10. I got the Lions at 5-12. I got the Packers at 12-5, and I got the Vikings at 11-6. Flip. Who you got?
Um, I got the Packers at 12-5.
Mm-hmm.
I've got let's see, the Vikings at 10-7, the Bears at 5-12, and the Lions at 6-11.
Mm. Yeah, the East isn't really. I mean, like I said, the only people in the East who can give the only team that can give the Packers a run for their money is the Vikings. So yeah. Anyway, Waz, what's your NFC North prediction?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to defer with you guys on this one. I have the Packers at 9-8. I got the
Whoa.
Lions at 5-12. Vikings at 12-5.
Mm.
I got the Bears at 4-13.
Wow.
I think this is gonna be the Vikings year
Mm.
to win the North for sure. And yeah, people are throwing out some possible Kirk Cousins MVP talk, which is
Mm.
kind of interesting. But I mean, if you get the healthy Thielen and Jefferson the entire way, and Delvin Cook the entire way, I think he's going to put up some numbers. But I just think this is going to be a down year for the Packers.
Wow.
I just think, yeah, I think losing Adams. Granted, they still got a solid run game, but I think this is going to be a little bit of regression for the Packers.
Right.
I can see it, especially with the Vikings switching their offense to being more pass happy. If Kirk Cousins can take that leap and just be an MVP candidate kind of guy like Matt Ryan was back in that 1 year.
Yes.
That 1 year we saw Matt Ryan go over the hump. That could be Kirk Cousins.
Oh,
yeah.
That could be. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. But will he be able to pull the trigger on it? That's a whole other story, especially since that competition the competition gets fierce down the road. All right. Anyway, the NFC East, I've got Washington at 8-9. I've got the Eagles at 9-8. I got the Cowboys at 10-7, and I got the Giants at 6-11. I didn't know. I flip flop between Washington and the Eagles, but I feel like the Cowboys might barely scrape it out. This might be able to scrape out the East, but we'll see about that. Anyway, Flip, who you got in the East for the NFC?
The East, kind of interesting, but I've got Cowboys at 11-6. The Eagles at 10-7, right behind them. I've got the Giants at 5-12, and Washington finishing off at 4-13.
Whoa! Wow, no credit for Washington. Wow.
I just don't like Carson Wentz. I don't think they have the receivers to complement him, and that backfield it's a little questionable right now with Robinson having his mishap, and then the way they've been treating Antonio Gibson. They tried to make him a kick returner, and then all of a sudden they just have to put him back as a starter. It just seems like that team is just all over the place right now.
All right. Waz, who are your NFC East winners, or what's your NFC East predictions?
My predictions for the NFC East: I got the Cowboys at 10-7. I got the Giants at 5-12. I have the Eagles at 11-6, and I got the Commanders at 7-10. Actually,
7-10.
A little more faith in Washington to get more wins, but yeah, I think that again, I think this is the Eagles' division now. Just with how the team, how well the team looks, you know, the additions they made in the offseason, and obviously some of the losses that the Cowboys had in the offseason. I just think it's gonna be. I think it's the Eagles' division to take this year.
Yeah, and I just got one. I got a couple of Cowboys fans in my chat on TikTok. I hate to say it, but the Cowboys are not going to break that one. It's hard for them to break that one and done curse. Even if they make the playoffs, they still don't get past the first round, no matter what they do. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Dak's fault. I don't know if it's the coaching staff. I don't know. They just have not been able to get past the first round in the past 2 decades. So yeah. But all right. Anyway, next the NFC South. This one, yeah. All right, I got the Saints at 9-8, the Bucks at 12-5, the Falcons 8-9, and the Panthers at 7-10. I thought about switching the Panthers and Falcons around. I thought about giving the Panthers 8-9, the Falcons 7-10, but I'm gonna stick to my guns and say Falcons 8-9, the Panthers 7-10. Flip, who you got in the NFC South?
NFC South. I got the Bucks at 11-6. I got the Saints at 6-11. Panthers 5-12, and Falcons probably giving them the low bar here, but 4-13.
Yeah. So you got.
Yeah, you fan of Mariota yet.
Yeah. So you got the Bucks pretty much dominating the South.
Yeah.
All right.
I still think that the Bucks division is pretty easy, to be honest.
Yeah. Much to most people's dismay, but yeah. Anyway, Waz, what's your prediction for the NFC South?
The NFC South, I got the Bucks at 11-6. I got the Panthers at 9-8. I got the Saints at 7-10, and I got the Falcons at 4-13.
Oh wow!
I have a little bit of faith in that Carolina squad and Baker. If Baker turns it around and McCaffrey stays healthy, I think that could be a decent game for sure.
Yeah, and I actually looked on Twitter about the Falcons record. A lot of them want to tank for Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud, so that's not too out there. They might be taking for a quarterback if that's really a down year for them. I would say do that, but yeah. Anyway, another dangerous West. The West is really dangerous. Now the NFC West. All right, the Seahawks I got at 7-10. The Cardinals 11-6, the Rams 13-4, and the 49ers 10-7. All right, you know, all right. Anyway, Flip, who you got for your NFC West winners? Your NFC West record.
NFC West.
Yeah.
I got Rams 14-30.
Mm.
Might be a little too high, maybe.
We'll see.
This one here. I got Cardinals 10-7.
Mm-hmm.
I've got what am I looking for? Oh, Seahawks. I got Seahawks on 3-14.
Whoa! Wow! God dang!
The 49ers. Now I could switch in between 49ers and Cardinals here. It could go either way. I could have 49ers 10-7, but I've had 49ers 8-9 right now.
Yeah. I originally had him at 9-8, but I decided to give him an extra win.
Man.
I think Trey Lance he needs another year before he gets y'all over the hump.
I agree. All right, Waz, Waz, who are your NFC West predictions?
I got the Rams at 10-7. I got the Seahawks at 4-13. I got the Cardinals at 8-9, and I got the Niners at 11-6.
I got it.
I'm pretty biased. I'm a little bit biased.
Yeah.
But I just gotta tell you that Trey Lance is like with like Garoppolo struggled a bunch last season, and the team had some wins in spite of them. But I just think this season people will see that Lance is a considerable upgrade. I think Shanahan's gonna design the game plan for him to not have too much pressure and making bad throws, and just that mobility factor is just gonna be huge. And it's just that defense is also. I just think Trey Lance isn't gonna hurt the Niners like Garoppolo did in some cases. So I think this is the division for that mistake.
All right. So for the NFC conference, I've got the Packers taking the North. I've got the Bucks taking the South. I've got the Cowboys taking the East, and I've got the Rams taking the West. And my 3 wild cards are because I got a couple of ties here. All right, I'm gonna go. All right, for my wild cards for the NFC, give me the Vikings. Give me. Let's see, the Vikings, the Cardinals, and the 49ers. I'm tossing. It's a toss up between the 49ers and the Eagles for my last NFC wildcard spot. But I feel safer probably picking the Niners. All right, Flip, who are your division winners and your 3 wild cards for the NFC?
Division winners, I've got Rams winning. I got Packers winning the North, Cowboys winning the East, and Bucks winning the South. My wild cards are going to be Vikings, Eagles, and Cardinals, but that could be a 49ers swap with the Cardinals. You never know.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Waz, who are your division winners and your 3 wild cards for the NFC?
So my division winners, I got the Vikings. I have the Bucks. I have the Eagles, and I have the Niners. And with the 3 wild cards I have, and then I do have a tie here with the Panthers. I'll give the edge to the Packers. I think Packers might end up. I'm gonna squeeze the Packers in over the.
Kickoff. We got the Buffalo Bills go up against the LA Rams. Down and got over the Super Bowl high. They get back to business, but the Bills are dangerous. You know what? I'm gonna play it safe. Give me the Rams 28-26 over the Bills. All right, Flip, who you got? Rams, Bills.
Rams, Bills.
This week. Big Strong was crazy this week, but I felt that with Ramsey on him. Also on the ground more than solid. Singletary now he's probably going to be the receiving back. Might be the factor here. I'm going to lean towards Rams. I think their offenses. I think both offenses are honestly neck and neck.
Right.
The only difference is Josh Allen can use his feet way better than Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
I think no Travis White is what pushed me towards the Rams here, though. I'm going to go Rams 33, Bills 30. Yeah, and they're at SoFi, so yeah, give it to me, Rams.
Definitely. All right, Wallace, who you got? Rams, Bills.
Yeah, I had the Rams in this game. I think it's going to be a close, tough game. Again, like Flip was alluding to, I think there's a lot of good similarities with both teams, but with obviously Josh Allen having more mobility at the quarterback level. I just like the Rams defense overall better. Granted, Bills do have that added Von Miller, but obviously the Rams also added Bobby Wagner on their side at the linebacking core. We'll see. Ideally, hopefully a healthy Cam Akers in this game. Who had a little bit of a spark at points in the season last year. I just think this defense can kind of put the clamps down a little bit on what the Bills want to do. And this being at the Rams Stadium, I'll give them the slight edge here, being the defending champs at home. Opening night, give me the Rams to win this game 24-17.
All righty. Next up, you got a NFC South matchup. We got the New Orleans Saints going on the road against the Falcons. Now, the Falcons, they're not really that impressive this year. They'll prove me wrong, but I really do doubt it. The Saints have got some pieces, but that's not enough to believe that they'll actually go far this year or make any real noise or be in the postseason or anything like that. But they got just enough to get the job done in certain games. I mean, the thing is, if you got Alvin Kamara at the spearhead of your offense and running, you really can make some stuff happen. The Falcons, they're not impressing me this year. I mean, they don't have Matt Ryan. All they got is a couple of wide receivers and a tight end, and even that can only go so much with a halfway decent quarterback. But we'll just see how he does. We really will. But I just feel safer picking the even though like the Falcons are home in this game, but I just feel safer picking the Saints. Give me the Saints 27-23 over the Falcons. Flip, who you got? Saints, Falcons.
Yeah, this one it's pretty easy for me. I got Saints in this one. It's gonna be our first rookie battle. Olave versus Drake London. I like Mariota. I just don't think they have the pieces around him for him to really do anything. That backfield, Cordero Patterson's still basically the lead back over there. Kyle Pitts is their best receiver.
Yeah, he's a tight end.
On the other side, you got Michael Thomas being thrown to by James Winston. He has a hamstring injury, but still Michael Thomas. He should be able to do something. Jarvis Landry, Olave, Alvin Kamara, and Mark Ingram back together. It's the same offensive coordinator. They're running the same schemes. You just have Winston in there instead of Breeze. I don't see the Falcons beating this team. Obviously, defense is one of the best in the league as well. So give this to me, Saints.
Saints, Falcons.
Yeah, the Saints come off the Falcons this game. Like I said, I think there's more pieces on the Saints side. I think it's going to be a down year for them. How that's going to be going for them this year, but nothing really on the Falcons is scary. Nothing on defense. Just a couple key points give me Saints 27-14.
All right. Next up, we got the Chicago Bears going up against the 49ers. Now, the Bears are giving me every reason to believe that the 49ers are going to smoke their boots. I could be wrong, but I'm going to stick to my guns. This should be a gimme for the 49ers, no matter who lines up at quarterback. I mean, come on, you got Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel's going to smoke their damn the Bears secondary because they don't have anybody who can contain him. Who the hell you got? The thing is, their only hope is if they double team Deebo Samuel. And if they double team him, guess what? They got a running game to fall back on. The Bears haven't had that, and the Bears haven't had a scary defense in a while. So what are they going to? All right, the Bears' only real hope at winning this game is if the 49ers fall on their own swords. They pick off, they get turnovers, get interception, have to record over a dozen sacks. That's it. Other than that, this should be a gimme for the 49ers. Go ahead and give me the 49ers game 27-10 over the Bears. Flip, who you got? Bears, Niners.
Easy Niners game. The Bears did nothing to fix that O-line. It's a brand new offense or a brand new coaching system for them. Justin Fields, he might improve as a quarterback. Mm-hmm. He's still going to be running for his life behind that line, especially against the 49ers D-line. And even with Trey Lance, I didn't have the greatest faith in him. But like Quad said, Shanahan's going to do what he can to make the offense easy for him, scheme him in easily. So give me 49ers in this. I'll say 24-13.
All right. Waz, who you got? Niners, Bears.
Yeah, San Fran's gonna destroy Chicago, even though Chicago's at home.
Yeah.
San Fran and Chicago played last year. San Fran was kind of handling that game pretty solidly, but Justin Fields had a couple of nice plays in that game. Kind of showed a couple of sparks during the course of that game, where he was like, "Oh wow, this guy's pretty good." But fortunately, Bears haven't really done much building around him in the offseason. Get to see what the draft's going to be shaping up to be like. But in this game, again, my takeaway is that Trey Lance is going to be throwing too much. I would be surprised if he threw more than 25 times in this game. I think there are going to be a lot of run design, maybe read options, trick plays, run. Deebo's going to be in the backfield for at least a good 5 to 10 for sure. But Trey Lance is he's not going to need to throw it too much, and the throws and the dropbacks he does make, they're going to be designed for him to succeed. Guys are going to be open. I think this is going to be a solid starting outing for him. Give me the San Francisco to win this game. I'll say San Fran wins this 28-13.
All right. Next up, we got the Detroit Lions at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Jared Goff as a Lions quarterback is still kind of surreal to me. And the thing is, it doesn't give me any reason as to, to think that the Lions will be scary. All they got is a tight end, too. Their defense isn't what it once was. And, they have a problem that even if they get ahead, they can't finish games. Hopefully, it's not the same story this year, but I think it will be. The Eagles, I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on the Eagles, but whether or not that they go far they go far this year or make the postseason remains to be seen. They got some pieces they definitely do, especially if we see Jalen Hurts have a breakout year. But give me the Eagles in this game over the Lions 28-20. Flip, who you got? Eagles, Lions.
I think the Eagles in this one. Miles Sanders is healthy. Boston Scott's healthy. Kenneth Gainwell's healthy. They got their 3 rushing guys back there. Jalen Hurts is healthy. I think he's going to improve even more as a passer with another piece in that offense, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith on both sides. Obviously, probably still there. Their defense is a little suspect at times, but I mean, they're still waiting on Jameson to heal up from that torn ACL. St. Brown's going to be nice this year, but I just don't think this Lions offense is going to be good enough to keep up with the Eagles this game. Give me Eagles in this.
It was who you Eagles Lions.
Yeah, I like the Eagles to handily win this game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing on the Lions kind of sticks out as a potential weapon or anything that's going to kind of put the clamps on that Eagles defense. I think even being on the road, Jalen Hurts, he's pretty streaky player.
Mm-hmm.
He had kind of a solid decent fantasy season last year. Kind of people are looking at him to have improved upon that, put up some big numbers during the course of this season, and I think this is one of those games where definitely get some stat padding done. Give me Philly to kind of take care of business. I'll say Philly wins this game 26-7.
All right. Got a classic AFC East matchup next. We got the Patriots going on the road against the Dolphins. Now we all know that at home, the Patriots is literally the Dolphins are pretty much the Patriots' kryptonite at home. And a lot of people are saying that the Patriots just might have a down year this year, and this will be the wrong time to start off. It's been at least a decade and a half, at least to my knowledge. See, that's how you know the Patriots win too much. I'm racking my brain to try to figure out if they've lost a season opener in the past 10 years. And I don't think they have. But the Dolphins, if their defense anything like it was this year, they could be a serious contender. I mean, a lot of people are picking them to actually be a wild card this year. The East, the AFC East is too dangerous for them to come out on top of it. But I think they are going to make some noise this year. And what better way to make a statement than to finally smack their big brother, the Patriots, in the mouth? So give me the Dolphins in this 24-21 over the Pats. Flip, who you got? Patriots, Dolphins.
Oh man, I love to take the Dolphins in this. I love the offense. Tyreek and Waddle, two of the fastest motherfuckers in all the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fun to watch. Tua's gonna have a hell of a time trying to keep up with those guys. Um, man, you know what? I'm betting against the Patriots on this one. Give me the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
I just like their offense. I think defensive wise, the Patriots have them. I mean, obviously coaching wise,
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick coach any team into a disaster. They're probably gonna lose this, but I'm still gonna vote or go for the Dolphins here. I'll say Dolphins 24-21 over the Patriots.
All right. All right, Waz, who you got? Pats, Dolphins.
Yeah, I like the Dolphins in this game. Like you said before, history has shown that the Patriots seem to struggle against Miami on random games, specifically in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be a down year again for the Patriots. The Dolphins made some moves in the off season. New coach. I think Mike McDaniel, obviously from the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be able to definitely, hopefully, steer and kind of right that Tua ship. People are kind of already starting to abandon that ship, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a chance of Tua ever being a good quarterback. But I think if anyone can probably bring that out, it's going to be Mike McDaniel. Especially with those pieces and weapons they have, and a Waddle and a Hill, I think I think they're gonna at least have a good starting opening game. I think they're catching the Patriots had a great time. I think Dolphins will win this. I think it'll be a close game. Give me the Dolphins to edge them out. I'll say Dolphins win this game 24-21.
All right. Now, at a viewer's request, because he's a Bengals fan, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. He's waiting for me to see if I'm going to be biased against the Bengals. And I know that y'all are too. But guess what? No, I'm not. I'm going to call it right down the middle. Because we already seen what Joe Burrow can do. We know how dangerous Jamar Chase is. And they got a running game. The defense is back. And they're healthy. So a lot of people are saying that the Bengals is, they're probably going to dominate or at least be a dog fighter in the AFC North this for the next few years or so. I love the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm a huge fan. They got a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers weapons as far as their receiving core. If all goes according to plan, the Pittsburgh Steelers have probably like a top 5 receiving core in the league. Hell, maybe even top 3. Fryermuth, George Pickens, he is a dog by the way. Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson when he gets his drops under control. Um, even our new tight end Ozeski and our slot receiver Calvin Austin. I've only seen him get a couple of reps, but still. And the thing is, the only 2 questions are one, our O line, and I believe that this team is only going to go as far as the arm of Mitch Trubisky takes them. And a lot of people say that Mitch Trubisky is a middle of the road quarterback. Like you're going to win some games with him, but you're not going to go anywhere in the postseason. And I'm kind of inclined to agree. So for the season opener, go ahead and give me the Bengals in this game 28-20 over the Steelers. Flip, who you got? Bengals, Steelers.
Honestly, thinking about it after you mentioned that, yeah, you guys' biggest weaknesses is probably two of the biggest things that you don't want: a bad quarterback and a bad O line.
Yeah.
I think that hurts Najee a lot. He's already coming off that Liz sprain. The receiving core is nice, but the person thrown to him, his best season was 3,200 yards, passing, 24 touchdowns, and like 12 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see much from him. I could see you guys benching Trubisky for Pickett by week 8, honestly.
Yeah.
This might be honestly the first time Mike Tomlin goes negative in his record for the season. We'll have to see. This game though, it's a Bengals game.
Mm-hmm.
That line is crazy. I know you guys have TJ Watt and the boys over there, but the Bengals have just been bolstering that O line probably for you guys. I mean, they have the dynamic trio with Higgins, Boyd, and Jamar Chase. Joe Mixon is healthy. Burrow is going to continue to improve as a passer year by year. And their defense is nothing to laugh at either. They can definitely get to Trubisky pretty easily. So, I mean, all the pieces kind of just point towards the Bengals having a field day game. Give me Cincinnati in this 28-20 over the Steelers.
All right, same prediction, I guess. All right, Waz, who you got? Bengals, Steelers.
Yeah, I think the Bengals are going to take care of business here at home, week 1. For all the reasons you pointed out, the Pittsburgh's quarterback is kind of a mystery right now. I'm sure you can't put all your eggs in the basket. We'll remain to see whether Pickett will be ready sooner rather than later. People are buzzing about George Pickens, wide receiver.
Yeah.
The Steelers always the best thing that organization ever does is draft receivers. That team can't hit on a single receiver in a draft team. But other than that, I got to give it to Cincy in this game. I just think offensively, when you have, arguably a top 5 in quarterback, running back, and receiver in the league, I think it's a kind of a big thing for even that field defense to overcome. Give me Cincy to win this game. I'll say Cincy wins this. I'll give you a different score. Say 31 to 21.
All right. Next up, we got the Baltimore Ravens going on the road against the New York Jets. And if we don't see some improvement from Zach Wilson, somebody at the Jets organization needs to have a conversation. There needs to be a long talk had about what direction they're going in, because the Jets have just been, below mediocre for like the last couple of decades. I don't know what the heck they're doing over there. They need to really make some decisions. Beefing up the O-line is only going to do a very, very small bunch. I mean, because what's the point if, your running game is mediocre too, And even on the defensive side of the ball, your defense ain't scary no more, especially because the secondary gets roasted to hell and back. All they got to do is they're not no quarterback is afraid to throw down deep on him. And of course, you got Lamar Jackson who's throwing the damn ball. And not only that, he's a dual threat too. He's not afraid to run the ball down your throat either. And he's actually got people to block for him. And he's got a couple of weapons on the offensive side of the ball with his tight end and his couple of wide receivers. So this game should be another run through. So short, sweet, and to the point. Give me the Ravens 31-14 over the Jets. Flip, who you got? Jets, Ravens.
Oh, a Ravens game. I think Zach Wilson might be ready for Week 1. If he's not, I mean, Joe Flacco's still out there.
Oh God.
I'm not gonna go as far as say the Jets are gonna get blown out. I think they got a little dog in them this year. Not too much, so I don't think they're gonna go out and upset the Ravens or anything. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first week. Joe Flacco might, he might think of this like as his last chance to really go out there and shine a little bit. I'll give him a chance to put up some decent points. I mean, they got nice weapons. Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, Brees Hall, Michael Carter. They got some solid weapons on offense. The defense it's all right. It's not the best. It's not gonna win games.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Ravens in this one though. I'll say 27-17. 27-20. I'll give them 20-20.
All right.
20.
You're more generous than I am, but okay. All right. Anyway, Waz, who you got? Ravens, Jets.
Yeah, Wilson's going to be out for a month, so we're getting the Joe Flacco revival for at least week 1. And we're getting a lot of matchups where quarterbacks are facing their former team. If I'm not mistaken, we got Flacco facing the Ravens. Baker's playing against the Browns. There's a lot of these interesting matchups week 1, but the Ravens I think are gonna count on Flacco and the Jets. Nothing on the Jets really strikes out, especially offensively. And again, we're catching Lamar in a contract year. I just think it's going to be a rough outing. I don't see the Jets doing anything in this game to threaten the Ravens at all. Give me Baltimore to win this pretty handily. I'll think Baltimore wins this 34 to 17.
Alrighty. Next up, you got the Washington Commanders at home going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars tried to do a little something last year at like the tail end of the season, but guess what? Too little, too late. Washington a couple of years ago, they actually made the postseason only to come up short against the Tampa Bay Bucks. What they can do from here, especially with Carson Wentz as their starter, we're gonna see because a lot of people that's like people's biggest question mark is can Carson Wentz translate the same magic he did at Philly, and more importantly, will he be able to stay healthy? Because that's also a big issue with him. And he may not have the weapons he had, but it's Carson Wentz. I mean, everybody's like, well, he's a shell of his former self, and people are like the only thing that really is a saving grace for the I was about to say the Redskins, but for the Commanders is their D line. Their D line could be one of the scariest in the league if played correctly, and they can get to damn near anybody. So with that in mind, I don't really have this being too high scoring of a game. So, but anyway, go ahead and give me the Commanders in this game, 23-13. Flip, who you got? Jags, Commanders.
Jags Commanders. That's an interesting one. Carson Wentz and the Commanders versus Trevor Lawrence and the Jags.
Yeah.
For some reason, the Commanders seems more reasonable in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They're at home for one. And the Jags haven't really.
The Jags really haven't done much to get me on their side. New coaching system for Trevor Lawrence. Etienne is cool. I like Travis Etienne. I think he's gonna have a great season. Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if Christian Kirk and Marvin Jones are the guys that'll make him that that dude in the NFL yet. Um, for some reason, Antonio Gibson seems like the deciding factor here. I know Chase Young's not back yet. I don't know. He'll probably be back mid-season. So that Commanders defense isn't really gonna, stop Trevor Lawrence too much. I feel like Antonio Gibson is about to play the hell out of these next 5 weeks while Brian Robinson is recovering. I got the Commanders in this. I think Antonio Gibson is the deciding factor here. I think he's trying to play for his job. Give me the Commanders 27 to 20. 24-20 over the Jags.
I definitely could say that. All right, Waz, who you got? Jags, Commanders.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with the upset here. The Commanders, I think, are only favored by under 3. So it's not too much of an upset.
2.5, 3 points.
Jacksonville is on the road. Jacksonville is on the road, but there's going to be some of these games because again, going over the games that we mentioned so far, we've gone over a lot of like blowouts, right? I thought a lot of the games we talked about, at least there have been like at least more than 7 points in the games that are kind of easy to call. But I think this Jacksonville Washington game is a little bit of a coin flip. You have a couple of unknown variables. Wentz basically with in his last kind of like last ditch effort to revive his career. This is kind of the last stop for him before he becomes definitely like a journeyman at best. But he's not able to succeed in the starting role there for Washington.
Mm-hmm.
We do have obviously how is Lawrence gonna play in the second year? Jacksonville, that whole coaching situation with Urban Meyer was a complete catastrophe last year. I think getting rid of Urban Meyer, getting rid of that stench, that's definitely gonna do wonders for this team. I think they're gonna definitely make improvements.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting Robinson back. Etienne's gonna be I think he'll help be solid this year. Again, I don't like the receivers as much. Jacksonville's going to have great receivers, but they do have a solid maybe tight end here with Evan Ingram. Again, potentially could be an interesting pickup and solid receiver for them. So again, Washington doesn't scare me with their receivers. Again, that running back situation with Gibson. He's got some time here to prove himself. But I think this game it's gonna fall on whether that Jacksonville front seven can kind of put pressure on Wentz and maintain that running game. I think they might be able to. I have a feeling that Wentz is gonna have that costly turnover in the key moments in the fourth quarter, and Jacksonville's gonna etch out a victory here. Give me Jacksonville with the upset. Give me Jacksonville to win this game. I'm going to say they're going to win this game 21-7.
All right. Next up, we got the Cleveland Browns going on the road against the Carolina Panthers. Is this going to be a Baker Mayfield, you'll be sorry kind of game? Because the Panthers actually got some weapons. They really do. We're going to see that. We're going to see if Christian McCaffrey and Baker Mayfield is a 1-2 punch that a lot of people are sleeping on. The Browns, 12 games without Deshaun Watson. We got who do we got? Jacoby Brissett.
Yep.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett as the starter.
Yeah, Jacoby
Yeah,
Brissett.
He's pretty much a journeyman quarterback. So not gonna get anywhere with him. But the Browns still have somewhat of a running game, and they have a decent front seven. But is that going to be enough? And see, the Panthers are only favored by 1.5 over them. So this game might be a lot closer than most people think. But I feel like the Panthers are the safe pick in this one. Because they've got a little bit more to work with. Give me the Panthers 28-21 over the Browns. All right, Flip, who you got? Browns, Panthers.
Browns, Panthers. I don't think Jacoby Brissett is that bad of a quarterback.
He's not.
I think he was serviceable on the Colts. And I think he can be serviceable for this Browns team, which is already a run-heavy team anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think all he has to do is get the ball to Amari Cooper, which shouldn't be hard because Amari Cooper is one of the best at getting separation in the league. He just got to dump it off to Kareem Hunt, who's one of the best receiving backs or just running backs in general in the league. Hand the ball off to Nick Chubb, who's one of the best
Mhm.
running backs in the league, and your job is done. Let the defense do the rest. Um, I know it's like a Baker revenge game. I just don't think Baker's gonna do it. I think
Wow.
Miles Garrett and those boys are gonna probably kill Baker. Christian
Mm.
McCaffrey might have a decent game, but I got the Browns in this one.
Wow.
I'm gonna take the Browns in this one. I'm gonna say Browns 23, 23-21 over
Mm.
the Panthers.
All right. All right. Waz, who you got? Panthers, Browns.
I like the Panthers in this game. Baker plays really good. He plays probably his best when he plays with a chip on his shoulder. And he's going to have at his disposal, arguably one of the best players in the NFL and Christian McCaffrey. Um, yeah, I think plus he's also he's not a stranger to that Cleveland defense.
Right.
He's definitely had his reps against the first team defense on Cleveland. He's gonna have a little bit of an edge in that aspect. And again, I don't know. Again, Jacoby has been serviceable in the past, but I just don't. I just don't see it this season. Granted, he's going to get his opportunity to, obviously with the suspension that Watson has to deal with. But give me Carolina to kind of handle Cleveland in this game. I think Baker puts up a pretty good show. Carolina wins this. I'll say wins this 26 to 20.
All right. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts going on the road like it matters against the Houston Texans. The Texans are a shell of who they used to be because they don't have any of the pieces that they have. All they have is Will Fuller. That's it. They don't have anybody else. Um, and the Colts are the thing is like we'll see how Matt Ryan is when he lines up against the Colts. We already know what Matt Ryan can do, but the thing is, it's a question mark as to what he can do in a whole new with the whole new scheme with the whole new OC and head coach. He's still got that arm, no doubt about it. It's just that arm, is he going to be able to make the best of his weapons? Like I said, the Texans aren't, they. I watched a few of the preseason games, and they're really nothing. Hell, I believe that their preseason squad might be better than the actual starter squad, but we'll see about that. But it's just the Texans are just a shell of who they used to be, and I feel more comfortable picking the Colts this game. Give me the Colts 27-17 over the Texans. Uh, Flip, who you got? Colts, Texans.
Man, don't disrespect Brandon Cooks like that.
Mm.
Still Mr. 1,000 yards, even with Davis Mills as the quarterback. Uh,
Mm.
Very underrated receiver. But
The,
unfortunately, he is going up against this Colts team, um, who is, even with Matt Ryan, still a very solid team. Even like what I said, this team could actually elevate with Matt Ryan at quarterback, which I
mm.
believe. I see Matt Ryan having a change of scenery, and that being the thing that kind of reinvigorates him at the quarterback position. His job isn't very hard. He's got one of the best running backs in the league right now. He's got a great O line. Finally, that Falcons O line has been terrible for a long time. Um, he's got himself a go-to guy, Michael Pittman.
Mm.
Um, he's got the pieces to make this team like what I said, like an 11-win team.
Mm.
Just on the other hand, the Texas team is still developing. They're still a few draft pieces away from even being relevant in the NFL anymore.
Yeah.
Um, I like Damian Pierce. He's not that guy that's gonna elevate the team to beat the Colts. Give me the Colts in this. I'll say 30-17 over the Texans.
All right. All right, Waz, who you got? Colts or excuse me? All right, yeah, who you got?
game. Like I said, Houston has some nice pieces there, but they're still in a building mode. Which that's going to happen over the next couple of years, but obviously it'll all come down with some of the picks they got. But I do like Dameon Pierce. David Mills is a nice serviceable quarterback, but I just don't think they're going to be able to hang with Indianapolis, with the Jonathan Taylor, with the a better again with a team with a better O line this year. Obviously you got to worry about Gilmore in the back in the quarterback position. DeForest Buckner is a beast. It's just not you can't really say too much. I think you can't say enough about what the Colts, how talented they have, and just the pieces they got. Give me Colts to handily win this game.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts win this game 28-14.
All right. Next up, oh Lord, we got the New York Giants going on the road against the Tennessee Titans. Now, I know that the Titans, the Titans were so close last year. They were so close, it was disappointing. I don't know if that's going to mess up their confidence or if that's just going to make them more hungrier. Hopefully, it makes them hungrier. Because they got a lot of damn good pieces, and this game against the Giants is going to be a glorified preseason game. It should be anyway, because Danny Dimes, he's not it. I think it's only a year. They're probably only going to give him another year or two to show if he's actually up to the task. They just need to get the guy some more help, because Saquon alone is not enough. If they're not going to get him no weapons, they at least need to get him a line that's not going to get him slaughtered out there. And the Titans are pretty much beating the Giants in every flipping category. There's no reason why they shouldn't win this game handling. So yeah, go ahead and give me the Titans over the Giants. 31-17. All right, Flip, who you got? Titans, Giants.
I got the Titans in this, but I agree with you. I think Danny Dimes is on his last leg.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did go and get him an O-line. I think this is probably the best O-line he's going to be behind. I already know Saquon is loving his O-line.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the year we get Saquon back without having 30 injuries a year.
Yeah.
He's got his guy Kadarius Toney. I don't know about Darius Slayton. I still think he's injured. Kenny Golladay is a mess.
Yeah.
I just don't think he should be in that offense ball. He needs to head somewhere else. But even so, with Darius Toney and Darius Slayton, that's two strong pieces for him. I know Kadarius Toney is talented. He was hampered by injuries, but when he's healthy, Danny Dimes better take advantage of it.
Definitely.
I'm pretty sure that this is last year. I think they move on from him after this. But it's like I said, I got the Titans in there. Titans are still the Titans. Tannehill, Malik Willis, it doesn't matter who they put back there. Derrick Henry's healthy. Derrick Henry's healthy. That Titans team is set. Their defense is good. They'll be able to get to Daniel Jones enough to keep him away from the sport that the lead that the Titans are going to build. So give me the Titans. 27-17.
All right, Wall. So you got Titans, Giants.
Yeah, I like the Titans in this game. Like you said, had a disappointing end to the season last year. They really were kind of built. They were a shocker for one seed, but with injuries with Derrick Henry, they didn't fall through. But this season, Henry back. We'll see if Henry can mimic what he did, 2 seasons back. I think this game can definitely push forward and excel. They will be obviously limited by Tannehill, but I still and then we'll see obviously with the loss of AJ Brown, but I think they still have enough in them and pieces wise to beat the Giants. Especially at home. Give me Tennessee to win this game pretty easily. I'll say they won this game 27-14.
All All right, I got a question in the chat room from Leo Mungia 8. He wants to know for his fantasy, start Juju or Allen Robinson week one. Oh boy.
Allen Robinson, Juju. Well, I mean, both obviously receivers in new spots, but Juju's like third on the depth chart.
Yeah, he's like wide receiver three. On the Chiefs, Juju's wide receiver three. Allen Robinson is wide receiver one. Yeah, man.
Juju's number one on the Chiefs.
He is?
It's M and MVS. Yeah.
Oh wow. But we'll see how. I mean, the thing is, we know what Allen Robinson can do with his squad. The thing is, we haven't really seen Juju start yet with the Chiefs. But then again, Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback. But yeah, I would say, you know what? I would, for your fantasy, you know what? Go ahead and start Juju. I would. Go ahead.
Honestly, I like Juju more in this situation.
Yeah, the Allen Robinson.
Playing the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Cardinals. And Robin's playing Bills, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No Tre'Davious White.
Yeah.
So Cooper, I mean, we've seen it before. Stafford loves to just set the Cooper Kupp ball game. Robert Woods was a victim of that. Robert Woods was seeing maybe like 6-7 targets a game, while Cooper Kupp was seeing like 13-14. I feel like in the Chiefs offense, Juju might see those missing targets from Tyreek more than Allen Robinson is going to see them on the Rams.
Yeah.
I feel like Juju's the piece here. I even think Juju's better in the red zone. Just from what I've been hearing, like he's been going up for the ball, a lot of jump balls from Mahomes.
Yeah. Juju's more of a slot guy anyway. I think Juju's pretty much more of a slot guy anyway, but we'll see how he acts in the offensive scheme for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
No Juju.
Yeah, I would start Juju. All right. But anyway, back to our predictions. Oh man, this is gonna be a good one. NFC North matchup. We got the Vikings at home against the Green Bay Packers. Once again, another disappointing end to the Packers season last year, to what is pretty much their kryptonite in the postseason, which is the 49ers. But a lot of people, I don't know if it's because you're welcome. He says thank you. Leo Mungia said thank you guys for your input. Thank you. You're welcome.
Good luck, Leo.
All right. But yeah, anyway, the Packers only favored by 1.5 in this game, and that's not enough. That's not a convincing enough win for me. And I don't know why. There's a lot of people who don't really give Kirk Cousins his respect, because a lot of people say that he's just a glorified backup. But the thing is, he's shown that he can, be a legitimate starter, and especially with the right weapons, he can be dangerous. And of course, are we gonna get, Mr. Clutch, or are we gonna get old man Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. And guess what? No Devontae Adams. So yeah. I don't know if you guys can call this an upset, but this will be my first upset of the year. Go ahead and give me the Vikings over the Packers this time. 27-24. Flip, who you got? Packers, Vikings.
Man.
Yeah. Vikings are at home. Yeah, Vikings are at home, and the Packers only favored by 1.5. Yeah.
Oh man.
Weird, ain't it?
It is. No Devontae Adams. I don't know how he's gonna act, but
he still got Aaron Jones.
Giving me hope here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's pushing me over towards the Packers in this game?
Mm-hmm.
We had that same doubt when Devontae Adams was hurt and Aaron Rodgers had to go into Arizona against that Cardinals team that was basically undefeated at the time, but we were thinking, man, they might, go like 13-3. They might, kill it this season. And he went there and smoked them with those bumps.
Yeah. Second stringers, third stringers. With Allen Lazard and stuff, yeah.
Allen Lazard, MVS, and all of
that.
Yeah. So, with Randall Cobb, Sammy Watkins, Lazard's still there. Mm-hmm. He's got, what's his name, Romeo Dell. Mm-hmm. still got Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. That's a great backfield for him. I'm not betting against Aaron Rodgers. Give me Aaron Rodgers, the MVP.
So no old man Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, give me old man Aaron.
Wow.
He'll take it over the Vikings 30-27.
All right. All right, Waz, who you got? Packers, Vikings.
Yeah, it is hard to bet against Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
This will be another hell of a season if Aaron Rodgers can be a situation where he makes the pieces around him good instead of the receivers making him look good. He's going to have his work cut out for him. This is probably the worst receiving core he's had in his career.
Yeah.
I think he's always had someone, whether it was Devontae Adams, whether he had, Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson was in his prime. Back when Randall Cobb was still really good. It's just, it's going to be his worst spot for him. But he does have, again, the two-headed monster there with Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon. But I just think, again, I think this is the Vikings' year, especially at least to win this division. Kirk Cousins, you're right, does not get the respect he deserves. He's as good, if not better than like a Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott gets a lot of slack.
That's bold.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think if you look at both their stats without knowing which quarterback it is, they're pretty much identical.
Oh, okay.
It's like yeah. I think stat by stat you could look at like the numbers and so it's just Dak gets more attention because where he plays, but give me. I think this is the healthiest the offense has been for the Vikings. I think it's all there for them to have a good run this season. Give me the Vikings to stun the Packers week 1 and kind of put the stamp and make a step towards winning that division. Give me the Vikings to win. I'll say they'll win this game. I think it's going to be high scoring. I'll say they'll win this game 34-27.
All right. Ooh, next up, we got a potential game of the week. We got the Kansas City Chiefs going on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, there's some people who are saying that Kyler Murray and the Cardinals are going to have a down year this year. This would be the perfect game for them to win to set the tone. But then again, a lot of people are going into this game saying that the Chiefs are overrated and this could be a down year for them. So it's hard to have a must-win game this early in the season because this game is going to set the tone for both teams. A part of me kind of wanted to pick the Cardinals over the Chiefs this time, but I don't even know if it's really playing it safe because I believe this game is probably going to only be within about 2 or 3 points anyway. So, and the thing is, like we're going to see how the Chiefs act on the road this year. Because last year on the road, we know what their record was. I mean, they did not do good on the road last year at all. But maybe it could be a different story. And also the Cardinals don't have D-Hop for the first 6 games. 4 games, 6 games. Yeah, man, PEDs. But yeah, I was originally going to give this to the Cardinals, but I'm gonna play it safe and give it to the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs 28-24 over the Cardinals. Flip, who you got? Chiefs, Cardinals.
Chiefs, Cardinals. I know the Chiefs are missing Tyreek, and that honestly.
They got Juju.
I think it's a big piece to lose.
Yeah.
I think it's a big piece to lose. I think that Mahomes can overcome it though. I think he just needs a little bit of time with his receivers. He's still got Travis Kelce there. The downside to this, I think, is the run game is a little weird still. They haven't really found their guy yet. It might be Isaiah Pacheco, but he's not there.
They need a Kareem Hunt a year or something back. Like I don't know. Yeah.
They haven't had a running game since Kareem Hunt, and it's honestly one of the weakest parts of their offense. Obviously, no Tyreek to open up the field is what's killing me here. I mean, the Cardinals lost Chandler Jones, so So it's not like they really got a crazy pass rush to get to Mahomes. They got all day. Um, Chiefs do have like the weakest defense in the AFC West, but that's not saying much since it's kind of stacked. I mean, they still got Frank Clark. Man, how I like the offense over there for the Cardinals.
A lot of people saying Kyler Murray's gonna have a down year this year.
He might.
I don't know.
It depends. It depends because Rondell Moore is still nice, but he's injured right now.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to wait. Marquise Brown, we've yet to see him play for the team yet. AJ Green is on his last leg. He's basically Larry 2.0.
Yeah.
Or 1.0.
Yeah.
I like James Conner though. I like Zach Ertz. I can't bet against the Chiefs though. I think the Chiefs have this game. I think when it comes down to it, Mahomes is a better quarterback, and quarterback play is big in this kind of situation. So give me the Chiefs over the Cardinals in this. I'll say 31-24.
All right, Waz, who you got? Chiefs, Cardinals.
Yeah, I like the Chiefs in this game. I think you can kind of overthink things and consider that the Chiefs, they have kind of a questionable run game still. They lose Tyreek Hill. There's holes in their defense, but at the end of the day, the Chiefs did boost up their offensive line. You still have probably arguably the best tight end in the game, and Travis Kelce, arguably the best quarterback in the home. Mahomes, I think he'll make do with the receivers as long as Mahomes has additional time, which is what he has now with kind of an enhanced offensive line. That's all he needs. I think he's in a situation kind of like what we talked about with Aaron Rodgers. He can kind of make guys that aren't big name stars. He can make them excel in this league. So this is a road game for him, but I just think offensively they're going to be too much for the Cardinals. Cardinals are kind of a really flashy, streaky team. I can't really ever trust Kyler or the coach. I think potentially could be a chance for I think the Cardinals coach could be on the hot seat this course of the season. We'll see what happens. We'll see how Kyler plays after getting that big contract. But I think the start is going to be the Chiefs winning this game. Give me Kansas City I'll say they'll win this game 30-23.
All right. Next up, AFC West matchup. You got the Las Vegas Raiders against the LA Chargers in LA, even though a lot of people say LA doesn't really have a home game. But Carson Wentz has a new toy, and his name is Devontae Adams. But the Chargers, they are just a solid team all around. They're considered, a team of many traits, but a master of none. But is that going to be enough to beat? Is that going to be enough to beat them? But thing is, they're still probably reeling from that loss last year. That week 18 loss last year. Would have got them in the playoffs had they won. Oh man, but I don't want to say that Justin Herbert is. Because he's got the skill. It's just that our people give him the more credit that he deserves. I believe everybody's saying that he might be potential MVP and he might light it up. Maybe I could be wrong about him, but we'll see about that. The Raiders have on paper they match up pretty damn well because these guys always play each other pretty damn even. This one's going to come down to turnovers and who makes the most mistakes. Give me, you know what? Yeah, give me the Chargers by 6 points. Give me the Chargers 26-20 over the Raiders. Flip, who you got Raiders?
The biased person, he's obviously going to pick the Chargers here. I think Herbert's a better quarterback, starting his second year and an offense for the first time.
Right.
So he's going to actually be able to be accustomed to the offense. When it comes to backfields, I think Eckler is better than Josh Jacobs, honestly. I think Josh McDaniels is going to kind of stick more to a running approach in this offense. I mean, the Patriots have always been in love with running backs.
Yeah.
They love their committee. I think we see this in this Raiders offense. The run game has been our weak point. I think with Khalil Mack and Kenneth Murray back there, if Kenneth Murray can kind of ascend, our run defense will be way better.
Right.
I know the Carr Devontae Adams connection in college was a thing. I just don't see him outdueling Justin Herbert if it ever gets to that point.
Yeah.
Give me the Chargers in this 31-27 over the Raiders.
All right. Waz, who you got? Chargers, Raiders.
I'm leaning towards the Chargers in this game. I'm still not a fan. I can't really trust the Raiders. The Raiders are kind of a subpar 500 team, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly above 500. Now they did have a big boost in weapons with Devontae Adams, but those trades that involve big name receivers, they very rarely ever work out well. For the new team that's getting the big receiver, I can't really think of too many situations where a big receiver was traded and it had a pretty high success rate in the new season. So I'm not sure. We'll definitely find out and see. But I would expect maybe a little bit of a regression from Devontae Adams. He's getting a little bit of a downgrade from Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr. But that remains to be seen. I like everything about the Chargers. I think they have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. Again, I think Herbert just has it. I think he's one of the top three quarterbacks in the game, in the league. I could argue in that. Eckler again. I think Eckler had probably his best season last year. I don't know if he's going to be able to duplicate it again. I think we'll have a good season. But again, he might regress a little bit. But I still think they're going to be enough to at least win this game. But again, it's a divisional game. This could be kind of a toss-up because these teams know each other. But give me the Chargers to win this game. It could also maybe be a shootout, but yeah, I'll say it is. Let's say Chargers win this game. I'll say 30-27.
All right. Next up, we got a rematch of last year's season premiere. You got the Tampa Bay Bucks going on the road to Jerry World against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, there's a lot of question marks about the Cowboys, going into this year because they can't get over the hump for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but it seems like the same thing every year. They do just enough to get in the playoffs and then choke. They get ahead in certain games and then they just fall apart. And then some games that you don't expect them to get blown out in, they get blown out in. And Tom Brady is Tom Brady with, no matter who he's with, but he's got some. But thing is, Tom Brady doesn't have Gronk, and he lost a couple. There's a couple of pieces that are going from the defense, but is that going to stop him? I say because the Bucks are favored by 2.5 points, so you might want to say they're favored by a field goal. I say that the Cowboys are going to have to keep away with that football. They're going to have to keep the ball out of Tom Brady's hands as long as possible. And they're going to have to play a ground and pound kind of game. Run the ball, feed Zeke. Zeke's probably going to have to score 2 touchdowns, probably have at least 150 yards on the ground. Man, it's hard. This is a really hard one, especially since it's Jerry World. But they've been known to drop a game or two at Jerry World, so it doesn't really matter. Go on ahead and give me the Bucks 28-26 over the Cowboys. Flip, who you got? Bucks, Cowboys.
Bucks, Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't really like this Bucks O-line right now. They've lost a lot of guys on the O-line. But I mean, Leonard Fournette's nice. I don't think I'll have Godwin back week 1. I think that's going to be the factor here for me. Brady's going to have to go out there with Mike Evans, Julio Jones, and probably Russell Gage. No more Gronk to rely on in that offense. This might be the week where we see Brady lose and everyone starts to question if old age is catching up to him. And then he bounces back, obviously. So give me the Cowboys in this one. I'll take the Cowboys in this. I think they're healthy enough. That defense is very strong right now with Michael Parsons, Hank Lawrence, Trayvon Diggs. Yeah, give me the Cowboys in this game. I think they take it over the Bucks. I'll say 28-24.
All right, Waz, who you got? Cowboys, Buccaneers.
I like the. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. I'm not sure because the Bucks are a little bit weaker this year. I think, especially offensive line. Cowboys, I think, also a little bit weaker this year. We're going to see, Speedy going to step up in a bigger time role. Are we going to get, a better Elliott run game this year? Don't know. Leonard Fournette had a pretty solid year last year, so maybe able to carry that forward. It's all a lot of questions on both sides of the ball here, both teams that remain to be answered. But we'll maybe see in the first week in this week one matchup. Dallas at home. I feel like that this has the makings to be a very, very close, exciting game with the Cowboys pulling off a blunder and Brady closing it out with the last second field goal victory. Give me the Bucks to win this game, 24-21. I think something happens late game. Cowboys make a mistake. Bucks capitalize. Brady gets them in field goal range. Win the regulation. Bucks win 24-21.
All right. And the last game of week one, you got the Denver Broncos going up against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is pretty much like Russell Wilson is pretty much this is what the Broncos need. This is like getting Russell Wilson is their second, their new lease on life, their breath of fresh air. The Seahawks had probably last year. The Seahawks probably had one of the worst years in a decade because Russell Wilson was injured and he wasn't playing like himself even when he came back. The only thing the Seahawks had was a running game, and they can't repeat that same formula. The only thing they can do is hope the defense gets back up to speed, and I don't think that that's going to happen. Broncos have always been a solid team, always. It's just once they get their secondary back on track where it used to be, they could be scary. And unless they want to change to that high octane West Coast offense, that run and gun type of offense where he just throws the ball deep and they capitalize off that. But you got Russell Wilson who's a dual threat. But I don't really think what the thing is this time he has good enough O-line to where he doesn't really have to use his legs as much. But I think that's still going to be on the table. Go on ahead and give me the Broncos in this game. Give me the Broncos 27-21 over the Seahawks. Flip, who you got? Broncos, Seahawks.
Broncos, Seahawks.
Yes, sir.
Russell Wilson. It's not even a revenge game. It's just a stomp game for Russell.
Wow.
He's gonna put that team is in shambles.
Yeah, because it's not like he doesn't know all their weak points. Yeah.
I like Geno Smith. I think he's a cool quarterback. I just I can't see him going out there outdueling Russell Wilson under this new offense. He's got Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon backfield. Right. He lost Tim Patrick. He's got Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton, who are basically Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. He's just under a new offense that is going to allow him to be more free. The Seahawks were a run-first team. He looked like he was lost in that offense most of the time. That O-line is terrible. Yeah, give me the Broncos in this. I'll say Broncos 28, Seahawks 17.
All right. All right, Waz, who you got? Broncos, Seahawks.
Yeah, I like the Broncos in this game. Like we said, I think Russ is going to be looking to destroy Seattle. I think
Yeah.
Russ probably Phil. I was reading the story about Phil kind of like he wasn't able to capitalize and the team didn't really allow him to thrive as well as he could have in the last few seasons there. Um, and I think now he's in a better situation. He's in a pretty solid talent all around him, both in the run game and receiving core. Um, and I think this team was Broncos were potentially a quarterback maybe away
Yeah.
last year from being kind of a playoff team. So I think this will be a step in that direction. I expect Russ to put it on them. Give me the Broncos to win this game. I'll say to win this game 28 to 17.
All right. Well, guys, those are all the week one predictions. Whew, man. You guys got any final thoughts before we close out tonight?
No, just good luck to everyone's teams. Hope that the 49ers have their guy in Trey Lance now.
Yeah.
Bye-bye KC eventually. And hopefully these games are good. Last year, I feel like all the games were entertaining for a few weeks, maybe half. We were just sitting here talking about, great week for NFL.
Yeah.
So hopefully that same thing happens this year. Good luck to you guys' team.
Definitely. Waz, final thoughts?
Your teams as well, guys.
Definitely.
No, man, I don't know. I think we're in for a good week one. Again, I think as we're kind of going over these scores, I think there's a lot of we might be in the middle of potentially having a big blowout, like a lot of games being blowouts. Maybe there's only a handful being kind of close contested games, but I think the fact that it's week one of the NFL, I think people are just going to be thankful that there's football on.
Yes.
And it's not going to really matter as much that some of these games are blowouts, so long as there's some games on.
Definitely. All right, fellas. Everybody who watching, thank you for joining the Fourth and Goal podcast. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week. Flip, Waz, thank you guys. Football is back.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good one.